Hello and welcome back. I'm Joseph Hoffman. Today we are learning how to play the E minor pentascale. We're also learning about the word staccato, what it means and how to play it. So let's come over to the piano and get started. Here I have 5 notes, all a step apart, starting on E. Now taking a look at these notes, where does the half step naturally fall? Can you point to the 2 notes that are a half step apart? If you're pointing right here, you're correct. So if I played the notes as is, it wouldn't give me a major or a minor pentascale. With the half step down here between notes 1 and 2, we'd actually call it a Phrygian pentascale. Let's listen to what that sounds like. Interesting sound, huh? That's called Phrygian. Now, in the music of today, we almost always use major or minor. Do you remember what we have to change to make this E major? Which 2 notes need to move up a half step? If you said these 2 notes, you're correct. Remember, the E major pentascale has an F sharp and a G sharp, and that puts the half step here in between notes 3 and 4. Now for minor, you'll recall that we need to take the 3rd note and move it down a half step. So for E minor, we're going to take this G sharp and move it back to G. In a minor pentascale, the half step belongs between the 2nd and the 3rd notes. So now, here we have the E minor pentascale. Now, since this was an F, but we moved it up a half step, we'll call it F sharp. Now, can you point and name all of the notes stepping up, starting with E? Try it by yourself. Start here on E. Go. If you said E, F sharp, G, A, B, you're correct. Now let's try to play the E minor pentascale. Place your right hand in the E minor pentascale. Now we're going to play and name each note, stepping up, then stepping down, starting with finger 1 on E. Ready, go. E, F sharp, G, A, B. Now step down. B, A, G, F sharp, E. Good. Now let's try it with the left hand. With the left hand in the E minor pentascale, let's sing the solfege this time. Ready, go. Do, re, mi, fa, so. Now let's step down. So, fa, mi, re, do. Now place both hands in the E minor pentascale, and let's try stepping and skipping. Ready, go. Stepping up and stepping down and skipping up and down. Now let's try contrary motion. Start with finger 1 and step out. Ready, go. Now that you're getting more advanced with your piano skills, you're ready to start using some different kinds of articulations. Articulations are different ways of playing the notes. That's right, there are lots of different ways you can play the same note. The first kind of articulation we're going to learn is called staccato. Staccato sounds like this. I'll show you Deb Cahora played all staccato. What do you notice about staccato playing? That's right, staccato has a quick, short sound. We release the note quickly, so it sounds like this. Now, the opposite of staccato is called legato. Legato is very smooth and connected playing. It's most often in music that you have a combination of both. Like in Deb Cahora, I could play legato on the first few notes, and then on the last 3 notes, add some staccatos. And that gives some fun variety. So let's learn how to make a great staccato sound. It really happens all in the wrist. What you're going to do is lift the wrist upward with a quick motion to help the note release quickly, to give you the staccato sound. So let's practice doing that up wrist motion. I'd like you to find a flat surface. You can either use the lid of your piano, or if your piano doesn't close like this, you can use a table or a book. Place the fingers of your right hand on your flat surface like you're going to play the piano, so with good piano posture and with a level wrist. Now, keeping your fingers touching the flat surface, I'd like you to lift the wrist quickly like this. Sometimes I like to imagine a little firecracker goes off under your wrist, boop, and it just pops your wrist up. Okay, let's practice that 5 times. Keep your fingers touching the flat surface, and we'll do 5 little wrist lifts with a quick upward motion. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, you don't need to lift your shoulder to do this. Let the motion happen all in the wrist. Your arm may move with the wrist a little bit, but most of the motion is happening right here. It also may help to think of moving forward slightly as you lift. Now let's try it in your other hand. So I'm placing my left hand now on the piano lid, and let's do 5 little wrist firecrackers. Remember to keep the fingers relaxed and touching the surface with good piano posture. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, now let's try both hands. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great, now we're ready to try it on the piano. Now let's cover up the C major pentascale, and we'll try to play Chocolate all in staccato. It will sound like this. Good. Now, will you try it with me? Let's try Chocolate using a staccato articulation. Remember, as you play the note, your wrist will lift. Yum, yum. As you play, the wrist lifts up, and that gives it a short staccato sound. Ready to try it with me? Here we go. Yum, 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 yum. Chocolate, I have some. Good, let's try it in the other hand. Place the left hand in the C major pentascale. Now let's try a staccato on every note playing Chocolate. Ready, go. Yum, 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 yum. Chocolate, I have some. Now let's try putting that in the E minor pentascale, which we've worked on today. So let's place the right hand in the E minor pentascale, and we'll try the stepping and skipping exercise with a staccato on each note. When we get to the chord at the end, we'll play the chord staccato too, like this. Use the same wrist motion and just make a nice quick sound as you play that chord. Here we go, stepping and skipping, staccato in the E minor pentascale, finger 2 on F sharp. Ready, go. Stepping up and stepping down and skipping up and down. Good job. Now let's try it with the left hand. Place your left hand in the E minor pentascale, and let's try stepping and skipping with a staccato on each note. Ready, go. Good job. Remember, as you do staccato, to keep your fingers close to the keys. If you do staccato and if your fingers fly off the keys like this, then you won't be ready for the next note. You'll be out of position. So keep your fingers close to the keys and just use the lifting of your wrist to make the staccato sound. Let's take a look at what a staccato looks like in written music. If you had a quarter note and the composer wanted you to play it staccato, the composer would place a staccato dot immediately under the note head. This little dot means to play this quarter note staccato. Bup. That dot is called a staccato. If the stem goes down, then the staccato dot will go over the note, like this. Bup. Great job working on the E minor pentascale and learning about staccatos today. On your own, I'd like you to practice the E minor pentascale every day. You can try stepping and skipping in similar and contrary motion. You can also try hand over hand pentascales, arpeggios, and chords. I'd also like you to practice with staccato every day. You can try doing the stepping and skipping exercise using staccato. Also, maybe try doing it one time staccato and one time legato. Legato means just to connect the notes smoothly. So you won't let go of one note until you play the next note. Also, it might be fun to try adding staccatos to certain places in some of your songs. For example, try adding 3 staccatos at the end of line 1 in Deb Cahora when you play. It also might be fun to add 2 staccatos as you step up to G on line 2 of Deb Cahora, like this. Did you hear my 2 staccatos when I went right there? Have lots of fun practicing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Time to practice my staccatos. I'm stuck in between these 2 black keys. Oh, I guess now I know why it's called staccato.